If you think back to the flood, during the flood, 12,000 people were displaced by the flood. And at the very peak of the flood, less than 300 people were in shelters. That's huge, because what that means is that those 12,000 people were absorbed into the community, because we are resilient, we do take care of ourselves, we are moving forward, and it would be great to have the competition help us continue moving forward.
I've always said that Minot is a city of vision, and it's a city of opportunity and cooperation. And so this effort truly combines all those things and is engaging the public, a broad base of individuals, with a very thoughtful effort to create a community that is not only just economically viable, but that it is truly livable with all of the things that make people want to come here and want to stay here.
The NDRC process, it's all about visioning for our community, not 3 years down the road, not 5 years down the road, but we're really helping to build our community 50 years down the road. So I think that when young professionals are looking at the NDRC competition, we really had the opportunity to say, okay, what kind of community are we going to build for our grandchildren?
I can say it was rewarding to listen to the ideas that people had and to see the thoughtfulness that they put into their comments. But at the same time, referring back again to the visioning process, it's really what I expected the residents of Minot to do.
Well, I think we did a good job of identifying, I think, generally what the community as a whole has a vision for in the future and what our needs really are. Not only just flood recovery, but the community as we want to see it as a future moving forward, and basically what we want to leave behind for the next generations, because that's essentially the plan that we're trying to create right now. What is it that's going to help us avoid maybe another natural disaster or recover faster from a natural disaster, and more so create a better community overall for it?
I think it's done a number of things. The first thing that it's done is it's forced the city and the community really to talk. Not that we didn't before, but it's opened up lines of communication from different groups within the community and allowed them to voice what their opinions are, what the direction is that they'd like to see our community moving toward. That's huge. It also gives the community the opportunity to plan its own destiny, that people are having input as to what the city is going to look like 10, 15, 50 years from now. And they're taking ownership in that, and that's really important.
I feel like we're really at a crossroads. I feel like the NDRC opportunity is so huge for our community, and I don't think we'll ever have an opportunity to make as big of an impact to set our city up as well for success in the future as we do right now. And I think it's a huge catalyst. This has the potential to be a huge catalyst for our community.
As a community, we need to address that, because the young people coming into the community is the future of our community. We want to retain them, we want to keep them, and frankly, that's why I got into politics 15 years ago, was I wanted an environment or a community where my kids could stay here if they so desired to.
From a personal standpoint, I want to make sure that I help the community prepare and design and get protection, number one, so that a disaster like this doesn't happen again, but along the way make the community stronger because of the efforts that we go through to get there.
Well, I think we've identified the biggest risks, and that's, in my business, what it's all about, is identifying the risks that are out there. and then you work towards on mitigating those risks. And as we look at whether it's down in the valley, whether it's the river or the railroad tracks, or even economics.
It's critical for the community to get behind this project. I was speaking downtown to the downtown merchants, and we were talking about the size of Minot competing against these huge cities around the country. And I think that's an advantage, because we're like a small business. We can react to change far quicker than they can. We can get the community unified behind this project, where it's going to be a whole lot more difficult for like New York City to do that. So it's important that we get the community behind us and get them fired up about not only about the competition, but about the turnaround in Minot after the flood, and getting that positive can-do attitude working for us.